Welcome to your latest Nottingham Forest news. Coming up on today's episode, Liverpool after a cut price deal on Murillo. Antonio set to return to the City grounds. More kids being linked with Forest, and transfer deadline day part 1 is only 4 days away. We'll give you the latest on that coming up on your Forest news. Let's get into it. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to your latest Nottingham Forest news. And there's plenty to update you guys on, as always, today, because it just never stops with Forest. If you're enjoying the content and haven't already, please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And as a random question, because I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, I've either got man flu or my hay fever's kicked in. For all you fellow suffering hay fever people out there, what is the best cure for hay fever? I know you can't cure it, but what medicine do you take? Me, I'm on the Beckinase right now, but I'm open to suggestions. Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, let's kick this one off with Murillo and this stupid story about Liverpool getting him for 20 to 25 million, and it's come out from Football Transfers or some weirdos like that, and it's the tone of the article that just cracks me up. So let me read you through a couple of the key points here. Liverpool could, keyword could, have a small window of opportunity to sign Forest defender Murillo for less than his asking price. And they go on to say that they could have him for 20 to 25 million. And if they don't do it in the next 4 days, then his price is going to shoot up to his asking price, which is 40 million pounds. And they'll say that there are other clubs that are interested in Murillo, so Liverpool will need to act fast to get this one over the line. So it's complete BS. Complete BS. Forest surely would, let's just pretend it's true for a second. If Forest think selling Murillo for 20 to 25 million is an acceptable fee, then whoever signs that off needs to be sacked a moment before the ink is dry. Literally get him out of the club. Because it wouldn't even work on fixing the PSR problem where Forest need to get between 20 to 25 million pounds. Now, Murillo was about 13 million roughly. Let's call it 10 million for ease of maths. Over the 5-year period, that's 2 million. There's still 8 million left on the books for PSR for Murillo. So basically, Forest would make about 15 to 18 million pounds on Murillo if they sold him for 20 to 25 million, which means they still would be short on PSR. So not only would they be getting their pants pulled down and bent over by Liverpool, but they'd be doing it for no reason whatsoever. So this story in itself is very lazy journalism, an absolute desperate attempt to use the word Liverpool and a transfer deal on it. So I'm giving this one no credit. I haven't even bothered wasting my time talking to sources on this one, because just logically, follow the logic on it. I know Forest do some dumb shit in our time, but this would be up there with the dumbest of the dumbest of the dumbest. I would rather get 6 points deducted than lose Murillo for 25 mil. It's embarrassing. And like I said, they're saying his value is 40 mil, while Forest value him more towards the 60 to 70 million pound mark anyway. So they're gonna slash their price by literally 2/3. What the frick is this? Is this the expired deals at Tesco's at the end of the night? Come on, man. This is just terrible journalism. But what I will say is between Morgan Gibbs-White and Murillo, and let's move on and talk about this 30th of June deadline that's coming up in, what is it now, 4 days time. It feels to me that the main focus right now is on Murillo. We've had quotes from Murillo, which we've spoken to you about a few days ago. On MGW, there isn't much coming out. We know Postecoglou's out in Germany right now doing comms for ITV, but that won't stop links from being MGW just because the manager's out there. But they were the main people chasing Morgan Gibbs-White, along with Newcastle and a couple of other clubs. Those have gone really quiet, and it's Murillo starting to make the waves on this story. So if a player is going to go, it feels to me right now like most of the hype is around Murillo. However, I'm not hearing anything certain about anyone on anything. And I don't know if this is just me talking now. I think we end up keeping him, man. I hope we end up keeping him would be the right word I'd use there. Yes, I can see the 30th of June being this like basically 11 p.m. style end of transfer window things where we'll see deals going through very, very late. But in the meantime, I'm at the stage now where I'm like, fuck you, Premier League, man. Just keep our players and let's build on. 6 points. Murillo's worth more than 6 points. He's worth more than 6 points. Think of how many times he cleared the ball off the line, saved us from going a goal down or something like that. That's definitely worth more than 6 points. Same with Morgan Gibbs-White, with his assists, with a few of his goals, etc. Screw the Premier League, is what I say. That's my stance on it now. What do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree with that? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, let's move on to our second story, and that's on Antonio and his potential return back to Nottingham Forest. Excuse me, hay fever. So, the 34-year-old who got 6 Premier League goals last season and a couple of assists is out of contract and is being linked with a return to the City grounds. Now, is he past it? At 34, you gotta start to think, yes, he's been picking up a few injuries over the last couple of years, and he's definitely not the pace merchant that he was at Forest. Yes, he can still hold the ball up. Yes, he still has an eye for goal. But he's not the same person that left the City ground. That's going to be my point number one. Secondly, I'm not going to lie, I still haven't really forgiven him for how he left. The fact that Derby bidded for him, the fact that he had to be left out of the team because his mind wasn't in the right place. He made my I hate you list of players that left. There, I said it. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm not. Because I thought he was so good. I mean, he scored, what, 16 goals in that season before, got player of the season. Yeah, he was good. He was good. I missed him. I really did. But looking at the here and now, clear and present danger, he's not quite right. There's something about it that doesn't add up. Maybe I'm not letting go of my agenda from him leaving. Do you guys have an agenda against him with the way he went? Or is it because I just think he's too old and the model we're going for right now is to recruit young? You could argue he's got the Premier League experience. You could argue he still scores goals. You would definitely argue this for me if you had to make me choose between him and Che Adams. I will take Antonio at 50 years old over Che Adams. So if that was the scenario, choose between one of these two freebies. I'm going in one direction and one direction only. But free does not mean free. He's currently on about 90k a week at West Ham. So Forest would have to get somewhere in and around that price tag, and Forest would have a signing on fee to pay for, and of course agent's fee on top of that. But in essence, free means we wouldn't see anything going on the PSR numbers. So I'm going to say I'm not for this one, but I will fess up. I still have an agenda. Hated him when he left, man. Broke my heart. Not Collymore level, but you just felt just stay a couple more years and we could have developed into something. So for me, it's a no. But if he does join, I'm not against it. I wouldn't be kicking up a rant like if Che Adams joins. I can see some logic into it, bringing in a bit of Premier League experience, etc. But my biggest worry is putting my agenda to one side would be, of course, his injuriness and his age. He's probably nearly as old as Ant now. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, so what's now feeling tradition on these transfer update videos is to talk about Daddy Daycare Centre Eddie Murphy style, as yet another kid has been linked with Nottingham Forest. Edmund Baidu. Yeah, him. Yeah, the one you've all been waiting for me to say to you has been linked to Nottingham Forest, has now been linked to Nottingham Forest. And he is a Ghanaian footballer. I'm going to have to read this, man. I got no clue about this kid. Worth 1.2 million euros. That's his valuation. He plays as a winger for Sognadal. Sognadal. Don't know how you pronounce it. In the Norwegian First Division. Scored a whopping 8 goals and got 6 assists. And like I said, he plays on the wing. And that's literally all I can tell you about him. But what I can say is, this is starting to take the piss a little bit. I get maybe 3, 4, 5 daddy daycare kids being, signed up. But come on, man. We still need a striker. If Murillo goes, we need a defensive replacement. We still need a right winger. We still need a CDM. But we still need a freaking another 8. And we're buying all these kids up, man. Bloody hell, man. Let's enough. Anyway, so he's been linked to Forest. I can't give you anything on him. If you heard of him, let me know in the comments down below. That will be impressive in itself. And that brings you up to date with your Forest news. By the way, go check out the video we did with Lewis this morning from the Daily Mail, who talks to us about the PSR loop, the loophole that the clubs are trying to get around, and explains it. And he will tell you about the consequences of it if the Premier League do decide to take action. I thought it was a really fascinating listen to, so I'll leave it for you guys on the end screen there. We'll see you on the next video. If you haven't hit that like button, please don't forget to do so. Make sure you subscribe to Forest Fan TV because it's completely free. Come on, you Reds.